Hello there guys, it's Joey and this is a new product line for the store. This one is the first in a few midsummer energies. This one is Avalon by Sunrise. So the energy of this particular set has a very specific meditation, which happens quite frequently with the Avalonic energies because I get quite a clear visual and a clear theme and story, and it kind of plays into the energies that I want within the midsummer set. So this one is the Priestess of Avalon by the lake, hair flowing, loose in the breeze, feet bare in the grass, drawing down the first light of the sunrise at midsummer, summer solstice. Light flickers across the lake, shimmering, bringing hope, joy, and magic. It is the gentle warmth of the sun, an energy of revitalization, connecting us to the power of the solar energy, the solar deity, in this loving form. So I sometimes struggle with the hotter solstices. Summer solstice and lunar, I have to find energies that I really enjoy with the particular solstices and sabbats and so forth, because I'm not a big fan of heat. So when the solar energies come around, I am looking for ways to honour that divinity, that energy that speaks to me personally. And the energy of drawing down the first light of the summer solstice is a powerful spiritual message of well-being, of connecting to those first rays of the sun. And it's more about the light than it is about the heat, which keeps me happy while I'm crafting. And I really loved how this came to fruition. This very strong image of the priestess drawing down those rays of light, and that light rippling over Avalon, over the lake. And as with all the Avalonic energies, there is an energy of healing, and that's just because that's personally how I interact with the Avalonic energies, particularly when the lake's involved, which it almost always is. But that water energy really does bring to bear a deep sense of healing, and for this one there's like an elevation of energy, there's a purification, and cleansing oneself in the light of the rays of the sun is a very potent and powerful and often misrepresented or not represented enough form of self-cleansing within a magical context. And I don't think it gets mentioned that frequently, but it's sunbathing in a spiritual sense rather than in a rather than a smack your water bottle sense while you're expressing yourself off camera with your hands, rather than in a turning yourself brown sense. It's about bringing down the energies of the sun, very much like one does with the energies of the moon, and cleansing oneself and healing oneself through those energies. And it's very hopeful. It's the first light rays. It's a day full of potential and possibility and joy. There's a huge element here of joy and celebration, of midsummer being, the high point, and celebrating the abundance of the world around us, and everything is in lush in the form of a life sense. So there's a strong, joyous life force energy working its way through this particular set, and it brings into my mind as well visions of being in the hedgerow at the first light and seeing all the life in the hedge and the nature around us, and celebrating that life force within Earth. So I'm going to show you the individual products, and we will start off with the blessing salts. So you can use the blessing salts in a whole host of ways. You can use them in the bath if you so wish. There's something beautiful actually about using them with water, particularly when they're Avalonic in theme, because you can just imagine sprinkling these in a lake and just watching the magic of the lake, and it's just beautiful. And I often do use the Avalonic energies myself within water, be it in a bath or within like a bowl of water, and sprinkle some in and place my hands in. I've talked about that in the past, and I've actually shown like spell work on the channel where I do that. So if you're interested in that idea, That's on the channel. If you search for healing or water on the channel, you'll find it, with a big bowl of water and placing your hands in and using herbs and cleansing oneself that way. And so it's so happy and joyful. It almost has a bride-like energy again, which is interesting, that the Beltane has a very strong bride energy, and this is perhaps a little bit more of a mature bride energy. Does that make sense? Like almost Brigid, but not quite as fiery. It's the more mature bride wife energy of the goddess, as in she's a force unto herself, she's a force to be reckoned with. Maybe she is getting married at midsummer, but that's her choice, and she's very much, it's a sovereign energy, do you know what I mean? In control of her own life and of her own destiny, but it has that kind of presentation of bridal energy, sort of, the hope and joy of a brand new life together, I think is what's flowing through. And then we have the spell Cauldron. I don't often go with the gold cauldrons because I'm always slightly nervy with the metallics that they're going to look gaudy, and that's like the last thing I want, but I think it really, really works here. It's almost like the representation of the sun, and then you have all those energies of midsummer and nature within the cauldron. Let's just zoom in slightly, and you can see the shimmy shimmy, shimmy shimmy, shimmy shimmy. I swear half my videos are me just saying shimmy shimmy and yes, I'm obsessed with glitter. It's a thing. Right, and then we have the beautiful spell oil. The spell oil might be my favourite, although I really love this set. There we go. Lots of light moving through. Love it. Love, love, love. And then there are 3 of the votives currently. If people are wanting more, I can make more, of course, but currently there are 3. And they are a very warm yellow. Now, yellow is not one of my favourite colours, and yellow is not something that I work with a whole lot as a result. But these had to be this colour. They had to have a natural yellow to them. They had to feel warm, but again not gaudy, because I think if you go too far with yellow, it can get a bit gaudy and a bit, I don't know. I think there are ways to embrace yellow. I think if you're going down with like a neon, and you've gone very neon and you've got some flash colours, it can work really well in that bright sense. And then if you're going with a pale, warming, nature-based yellow, which is what these are, then it works. But I think you have to be careful with yellow. It's one of those colours it can be a bit much, but I think these struck the balance. I'm really happy with them. They remind me of like flower petals opening up at midsummer. The colours of, you know, the centres of daisies or the petals on certain flowers, and they have a nice warmth to them. They have that light energy to them without tipping over. So I'm really pleased with them. Again, of course, shimmy shimmy, as always. Little beams of light that I'm super happy with. I really, really do like this set. It came out exactly as I wanted it, and so I was super pleased. And it and a couple more will be available for midsummer. I'm going to get these up ASAP. I took a few days off over the bank holiday just to rest and recoup, which I think is necessary for all of us when we are both online and in a witchy path. It's good to get back to our witchy roots sometimes and just play amongst the hedgerows. So that's it for this video. This is Avalon by Sunrise and will be available on store soon. Many blessings.